Ladies and gentlemen, they cannot bring President Trump down in terms of poll numbers. He keeps coming back up no matter what. You have a media that is obsessed. You have Democrats and liberals who have a visceral reaction to Trump's personality. The contempt against President Trump is centered around his personality, not his policies. The cages were built under President Obama's administration. You could look at foreign policy. President Obama continued the Bush-era military interventions. And President Trump signed a peace deal ending America's longest-running military conflict in March. The beginning of the end for that military conflict. You have President Trump, who was the first president to step foot in North Korea to begin détente between North and South Korea. That is one of the biggest foreign policy achievements of any president in U.S. history. But again, Democrats don't care. You had record low black and Latino unemployment, record low national unemployment before this crisis. They still don't care. Gallup, Trump surges to highest approval, best ever from independence. So this is really, really interesting. By the way, later tonight, about, let's say, 7:30 p.m. Pacific. No, about 8 p.m. Pacific. You will have another Bizarro. It'll be Bizarro number 6. I've done 5 so far. It'll be the 6th Bizarro segment. Bizarro World Goodman. I am the the personification and embodiment of your worst nightmare in terms of somebody who has derangement issues towards President Trump. I am the screeching, angry, frothing at the mouth, rabid, hysterical anti-Trump person in your life, whether it's a friend or family member, coworker, whatever. So go ahead and subscribe to Bizarro World Goodman. Watch the segments below. Also subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel. I have a great segment up just a couple minutes ago on that channel. I have 3 channels total. The latest Gallup survey found that 49% of adults approve of President Trump's job, up from 43% 2 weeks ago. Trump has never crossed 49% in the Gallup survey. Wow. He has the highest ever approval. Unbelievable. Best ever from independents. So here. The surge came despite crushing media criticism of his fight against, and push to reopen the economy, but it also came as the stock market was signaling support, with many in the United States joined with his call to get the country back to work. Trump campaign Deputy Press Secretary Sarah Matthews told Americans want to see their president out in front leading in a time of crisis, and that's exactly what President Trump is doing. He understands these are the challenging times for the American people, which is why he has left no stone unturned and unleashed an unprecedented whole of America approach to defeat this. Helping Trump, said Gallup, was the support of independents. Most of the variation in Trump's recent approval rating is among independents. In the current poll, 47% of independents approve of the job he is doing as president, the highest Gallup has measured for the group to date. Wow. So he's reached the highest level approval in Gallup nationwide and among independents. Ladies and gentlemen, this is despite the rabid, hysterical, maniacal, apoplectic, is that a word? I believe it is. I mean, they're apoplectic. Is that a word? Yeah, I think. Yep, apoplectic. They have this visceral, the media, Democrats, liberals, anyone anti-Trump has this physical reaction, this visceral reaction. Do you understand? They are obsessed with contempt. It's like now ingrained in their consciousness, their brains, their nervous system. It doesn't matter if it's rational or not. That's why Hillary Clinton's going to be nominee. Did I wait till... No, almost 5 minutes in. They are obsessed. They have rewritten history. Bernie Sanders was never cheated. It was. Who cares if it was fair and neutral? The primary in 2016. It never. You know what? If we need to replace Biden, we will. Hillary Clinton is going to be there, and maybe Andrew Cuomo will be here. No, it's her. There's going to be a female vice president. So now they're talking about Andrew Cuomo, which is hilarious. It was always going to be Clinton. And please, please, please share that article that I wrote in the Huffington Post in February of 2017. Clinton 2020 is a reality. Get ready for 8 years of Trump. I am the only person on planet Earth, people. I'm the only person in all of YouTube that accurately told you what this election was going to be about since 2017. When it happens, you'll see people, I always knew. I'm not talking about my viewers. I'm talking about just people in media, people who have YouTube channels, people who've written articles or whatever. Pundits, quote-unquote pundits, the majority of whom just regurgitate whatever CNN and MSNBC say, especially on the left. I'm the only person on planet Earth who has stated, now there were some, other great channels that also stated in 2016 that Clinton would lose to Trump. But on the left, if you were on the left like I was one of the only people, actually I think I was the only person on the left who said Clinton will lose swing states because she's unelectable. NPR quoted me. This will be the second election I accurately predict. Ladies and gentlemen, that's huge. Not just because it's the second election I'll accurately predict, but because so many people have been duped and deceived. The national consciousness, ladies and gentlemen, the memory, the national selective amnesia that Democrats and media have has affected so many people you know. It has affected people, good people. There are people you know who by the way, I bought this I'm Still With Her shirt like a year ago. In 2017, I knew that Clinton was always going to be nominee because the Democratic Party erases memory. The Democratic Party creates new memories and creates a paradigm of thought that says anything as long as we can get rid of Trump politically, and if we need to go with Clinton again, we will. All the while pretending that they actually have free will. They live in a matrix. The Democrats, liberals, progressives, media, all live in a matrix, a miserable, predetermined, preordained reality that is programmed by a very failed political ideology of, we'll pretend to be as tough as Republicans on foreign policy, so we'll continue their absurd, failed, horrific foreign policy quagmires and failures, but we'll be soft and cuddly and nice when it comes to everything else or other issues. Except, though, when it's President Obama, he will deport more human beings than any president ever. Cages will be built. So you have all these talking points by Democrats. They don't realize that President Obama is the antithesis of their alleged value system in every way. Climate change. Well, he's the largest expansion of domestic oil and gas production. But this is really interesting. Helping Trump, said Gallup, was the support of independents. Most of the variation in Trump's recent job approval rating is among independents. The current poll, 47% of independents approve of the job he's doing as president, the highest Gallup has measured for the group to date. Wow. 93% of Republicans and 8% of Democrats approve of the job Trump is doing. The polling outfit put the Trump approval rating turnaround in a story about America's split opinion on his handling of the effort. For that, 50% approve and 48% disapproves. Wow. So you have, ladies and gentlemen, this is so interesting. Instead of and this is hilarious. Instead of simply saying President Trump, reaches highest approval rating ever in Gallup, it's or dun dun dun. Americans divided on Trump's handling of situation. Oh, they're so divided. I mean, I mean, Gallup does this. It's hilarious because they're like, they can't. The Gallup is, legitimate, very reputable polling company. They've been around forever. So they can't just say Trump reaches highest approval, because then all the liberals and media will be like, oh my God. So they're like, Americans divided on Trump's handling. They're really just divided, 50% of Americans approve, 48% disapprove of Trump's handling. Okay, the situation approval down from 60% last month, but still, you have to understand, overall job approval rating at 49%. That's the highest it's been in Gallup ever. So you have to ask yourself, how does he continue to reach such, successful or such high approval ratings despite the maniacal, rabid, hysterical, apoplectic, frothing at the mouth vitriol from media? How is it possible? How does this man do it? How does this man do it? I mean, how does this orange monster do it? But this is Gallup. Okay, the Gallup article. Americans divided evenly when asked when they approve or disapprove. Okay, 50%. Down 10 points. Okay, that's, all you've had is like negative coverage. All you've had. Okay, so the poll was conducted as number. Okay, in the current poll, 47% approve of the job he is doing as president, the highest Gallup has measured for the group to date. So I don't know if it's highest ever for any president, but the highest of any current politician, or of any highest of any Democrat and Republican. I'm pretty sure that's what it's referring to. In the current poll, 47% of independents. People, you have to win independents to win the election. Independents, they're independent for a reason. They know they might not like Trump's personality. So Democrats and media are going to be like, oh my God, he's so horrible. The independents are not consumed with Trump's personality. They saw The Apprentice just like liberals, and they don't care so much. They don't care about his personality. They just want the economy to rebound. Now, rational people are asking, gee, why did 5 million Democrats vote during a pandemic that is supposed to be like 1918, and oh my God, we can't open up the economy? They should have labeled the U.S. economy. They should have labeled the U.S. This is for my 12-minute crowd. You should tell everyone this. They should have labeled the U.S. economy the Democratic primary. We would have been up and running on March 17th, and then a week later in Wisconsin, or 2 weeks later. They had 5 million people plus vote in Illinois, Arizona, Florida, and Wisconsin. Where was Dr. Fauci telling the Democrats to cancel those primaries? They didn't cancel those primaries because they had to elevate Biden, who's a placeholder for Clinton, knock Bernie Sanders out of the way because they put politics ahead of people's lives. Or maybe they know that it's not Armageddon, and maybe all of this is, well, just ask what you need from the experts pertaining to the economy, but not pertaining to our primary. Because if we get the no from the experts pertaining to our primary, well, we're just going to keep doing it. We're just going to have the primary anyway for 4 states. So you have 20 states, or 16 to 20 states. You have New York canceled its primary, or at least between knocked Bernie out. So you have 20 states or so canceling, postponed, and then eventually canceling, whatever. The whole thing's a scam anyway. Clinton's going to be nominee, but they elevated Biden because they had to. If indeed going to a beach. Okay, this is why the average Democrat who regurgitates whatever is told to them by the experts, this is why the average Democrat or liberal is the biggest tool on the planet. If you are okay with 5 million people voting in Illinois, Florida, Arizona, and Wisconsin, over 5 million, and then you say, well, it's the right to vote. It's the right to vote. It's one of our... Well, people also have a right to work and make a living. People also have a right to feed their families. So ask yourself why Democrats didn't consult with Fauci before opening up Wisconsin, Illinois, Florida, and Arizona primaries because they would get a big fat no, and they don't care. They want the experts. They only ask expert advice when it suits them politically and there's political utility. So they got the experts to talk about the economy, and opening up the economy, you can't do that. But 5 million people voted. So where's the isn't that the height of hypocrisy? They should have named. This is the best line ever. They should have named the U.S. economy the Democratic primary. We would have just been open as a country last month. People could have still worn masks, engaged in social distancing, but we still could have had people. It's like, well, you know what? Lives. Okay, then ban alcohol, ban cigarettes. More people die from alcohol and cigarettes. More people lose their lives from alcohol and cigarettes than any flu, and that's a fact. Give me your thoughts below. Subscribe to Bizarro. I will have a segment up around 7:30 to 8 p.m. this evening. Great segment up. Give me your thoughts. Thank you so much for supporting H.A. Goodman, H.A. Goodman's other channel. We have almost 15,000 subs on that one. Bizarro World Goodman, we have almost 4,000 subs. I started it last week. And this, we have almost 150,000 subs. My voice will be amplified by the fantastic and amazing greed, the megalomaniacal narcissism of the Democratic Party, and especially two wonderful individuals, Madam Secretary and anything I can do to help, H.A. Batman, Bubba Bill. They're going to be back, and it's going to be Clinton as nominee. I will have made the biggest political call of all time. To my 16-minute crowd, if you're still on Twitter, if you're still on Facebook, please do me a big favor. Share my Huffington Post article, Clinton 2020 is a reality, get ready for 8 years of Trump. Get that viral. Share that everywhere, people. Please. Hillary Clinton 2020 is a reality. Get ready for 8 years of Trump. H.A. Goodman, Huffington Post. The article's below in the pinned comment and description. You can also share the NPR article that quoted me in 2015, saying Clinton is unelectable. She still is. I give her, though, a 25 to 30% chance. She could possibly win this election, but I think President Trump, my prediction is that President Trump's going to win. The prophecy is that Clinton will be nominee. Give me your thoughts below. Be at Bizarro World Goodman at about 7:38 p.m. Pacific for another amazing segment, and watch H.A. Goodman's other channel. And if you want to support my voice long-term, people, my Patreon is below in the pinned comment and the description. Thank you.